A long time ago, in a small, peaceful village, there lived a young girl named Chica. Chica was known throughout the village for her kindness and beauty. She was loved by everyone who knew her. People often saw her helping her parents at home, greeting everyone with a big smile as she walked along the village paths. Chica's family was not wealthy, but they were happy and close-knit, and that was enough for them. The village consisted of simple people who worked hard every day. The villagers grew their own food, cared for their animals, and treated each other like one big family. They followed ancient traditions passed down through generations. One of these traditions was an annual festival held to honor the spirits of the land. Everyone eagerly awaited this festival, which was filled with music, dancing, and delicious food. Among the villagers, Chica's warm personality and kind heart made her special. She had a way of making people feel comfortable, and many children in the village admired her. The elders often praised her for her good behavior and respectfulness. However, while most people appreciated Chica, not everyone was happy for her. There were 3 girls in the village who did not like Chica. Their names were A, B, C, and E. These girls were often seen together, whispering and laughing among themselves. They envied Chica's popularity and the attention she received from others. Deep down, they felt a quiet jealousy that only grew over time. Although Chica was friendly and always tried to include them, they pretended to be her friends but secretly disliked her. Their envy led them to devise a plan to get rid of Chica and take her place in the eyes of the villagers. Outwardly, they seemed like kind friends, but they harbored a dark secret in their hearts. For now, Chica had no idea of the danger awaiting her. Over the days, A, B, C, and E worked on their plan to harm Chica. They knew that her kindness was her weakness, and they planned to use it to gain her trust even more. One sunny afternoon, the girls approached Chica as she was gathering firewood near her home. They greeted her with big smiles, pretending to be her best friends. Chica exclaimed enthusiastically, "Have you heard about the big festival coming up?" They returned her smile, nodding. "Yes. We love the festival, but our parents think it's better if we stay home this year," Chica added with a hint of disappointment. "Oh, that's so sad," B replied sympathetically. "We were really hoping you'd come with us." E nodded in agreement and added, "It won't be the same without you, Chica. You should come, we'll all be together. It will be so much fun." Chica hesitated, lowering her gaze to her bundle of wood. She had always dreamed of attending the festival with friends, but she didn't want to disobey her parents. A few days before the grand festival, Chica's parents were preparing to travel to visit a relative in a neighboring village. While they packed their belongings, Chica's mother noticed that her daughter was spending more time with A, B, C, and E, the 3 girls who had only recently begun acting kindly toward her. Chica's mother felt uneasy about their sudden interest in her daughter, as she had often seen them whispering and glancing at Chica from a distance before. Before leaving, her mother took Chica aside and gently said, "Chica, my dear, I want you to be careful. Not everyone who smiles at you is truly your friend. I know these girls have been spending more time with you, but something feels strange about their sudden interest in you." Chica dismissed her mother's concerns. "Mama, they're just being nice. They don't mean any harm. Besides, everyone in the village is like one big family, isn't it?" Her mother sighed. "You always see the best in people, my child. But remember to stay cautious. And above all, do not go to the festival. It's in a neighboring village, and it's not safe to travel alone." Chica's father nodded in agreement with her mother's words. "Listen to your mother, Chica. We've given you chores to keep you busy while we're away. This way, you'll have plenty to do and won't be tempted to leave." Chica promised to stay home. Her parents kissed her tenderly before leaving her alone with her list of tasks and a warning lingering in her heart. She intended to honor their wishes and keep herself occupied, though a part of her longed for the excitement of the festival. However, the very next morning, as Chica swept the yard, A, B, C, and E appeared. They approached her with big smiles. "Chica, we came to take you to the festival," announced A enthusiastically. Chica shook her head. "I can't go. My parents asked me to stay home and gave me chores to do." "Oh, don't worry about that," replied B, waving her hand dismissively. "We'll help you with your chores. That way, you'll finish quickly, and your parents will never know you left." Chica hesitated, glancing down at her broom. "I don't know. They said it wasn't safe." F stepped forward with a warm smile. "We'll be with you the whole time, Chica. It's just in the neighboring village, and we'll stay together. Nothing bad will happen. Trust us." Their words reassured Chica. She had always wanted to attend the festival with friends, and her heart was touched by their kindness. The idea of spending a day at the festival, filled with music, dancing, and laughter, was hard to resist. She smiled, imagining how exciting it would be with friends by her side. "All right," Chica finally said. "I'll come with you, but we have to finish all my chores first." The girls eagerly agreed, and together they tackled Chica's list of chores, hiding their envy behind cheerful laughter and lively conversations. They made it seem as though they genuinely enjoyed her company. When the tasks were done, Chica felt a warm sense of friendship, truly believing these girls wanted to spend time with her. As she set off toward the neighboring village, Chica briefly thought about her parents' warning but quickly pushed it aside. After all, her friends were with her, and they had been so kind, even helping her with her chores. She convinced herself there was nothing to fear. Chica and the three girls walked toward the festival, excitement bubbling as they chatted and laughed along the way. For Chica, this was a completely new experience. She had never left her village before, as her parents had always kept her close to home. But now, with her friends by her side, she felt brave and free. The sun shone brightly as they crossed open fields, past trees, and followed winding paths. Chica's heart raced faster with each step, thrilled at the thought of discovering a new place and meeting new people. A, B, and F walked ahead, occasionally turning back to flash warm smiles at Chica, as if guiding her on a grand adventure. After a while, they reached a large, dark river that blocked their path. The water was deep and calm, almost eerily still, with an air of mystery hanging over it. Chica looked at the river curiously, wondering why the place seemed so silent. A, B, and F stepped forward without hesitation, carefully crossing the stones that formed a path over the water. They said nothing to Chica about the strange rule associated with the river, having no intention of protecting her on the way back. Chica, who had never been here before, was completely unaware that crossing the river carried a hidden danger. In truth, there was a rule about the river. It was said to be guarded by a siren who demanded an offering from anyone crossing it on their return journey. This offering, a gesture of respect, ensured a safe passage. Those who failed to bring an offering of food were dragged into the river by the siren, never to be seen again. The three girls knew this rule well, having crossed the river many times, but they kept silent, planning to use this knowledge against Chica. Chica followed the girls across the stones, balancing carefully with each step. She looked around, captivated by the strange beauty of the river and the peaceful calm that surrounded it. When they reached the other side, she sighed with relief, excited to be closer to the festival. Upon arriving at the neighboring village, Chica's eyes widened with wonder. The festival was livelier and more colorful than anything she had ever seen. Stalls lined the paths, offering all kinds of food, sweets, and crafts. Musicians played cheerful tunes, and people danced in open spaces, their laughter filling the air. The scent of roasted food and sweet fruits floated all around. Chica's heart swelled with happiness as she looked around, grateful to her friends for bringing her here. Her eyes sparkled with joy as she admired the sights. She had never felt so free. As the four girls wandered through the festival, something unexpected happened. For A, B, and F, the attention Chica began to receive was unbearable. Many young men from the neighboring village couldn't take their eyes off her. Her beauty, combined with her sweet smile and simple charm, captivated everyone around her. Some even tried to approach her to gain her attention. Among these young men was one particularly kind boy who caught Chica's eye. He approached her with a friendly smile, his warm eyes inviting. "Hello, I'm Chi," he said, extending his hand. "I've never seen you here before. Are you new to the festival?" Chica shyly shook his hand, her cheeks flushing a soft pink. "Yes, I am. My friends brought me here for the first time today." Chi's smile widened. "Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Would you like to walk with me? I can show you the best spots at the festival." Chica glanced at her friends, who were watching with tense smiles, then looked back at Chi. She nodded, feeling a mix of nerves and excitement. "That would be nice. Thank you." The two walked together through the festival, talking and laughing as they explored the various stalls and attractions. Chi was kind and funny, and Chica quickly felt at ease with him. They shared stories and laughter, and by the end of the evening, Chica felt like she had made a true friend as more and more people began to notice Chica. Ada, B, and Fa grew bitter. They had expected Chica to be grateful for them bringing her here, but instead, it was she who was attracting all the attention. The young men who usually noticed them were now completely charmed by Chica. Ada's face tightened, B's eyes narrowed, and Fa shot a dark look at Chica from afar. Each of them felt a mix of anger and jealousy. The three girls huddled together, their eyes fixed on Chica as she laughed and chatted with Chi and the other villagers. "Look at her," Ada murmured, her voice full of resentment. "She acts like she's better than us." "Yeah," B replied, crossing her arms. "Everyone loves her as if we don't exist." Fa shot Chica a dark look. "Maybe it's time to remind her that she's not so special after all." The three exchanged dark looks, their jealousy burning brighter. They knew that Chica was unaware of the mermaid's rule regarding the offering for crossing the river, and they intended to keep this secret in their minds. It was the perfect opportunity to finally get rid of her. Meanwhile, Chica was unaware of the growing bitterness among her friends. She laughed, danced, and celebrated with Chi and the other villagers, feeling happier than ever. She believed she was surrounded by friends who truly cared about her, without realizing that they were plotting against her. As the day went on, Ada, B, and Fa prepared to carry out their plan, while Chica's heart was filled with joy and confidence, unaware of the imminent danger awaiting her. Chica was still immersed in the joy of the festival, her eyes sparkling with excitement as she moved from stand to stand. She couldn't help but smile, surrounded by laughter, music, and colorful decorations. For a brief moment, she forgot her parents' warnings. It was a day of freedom and happiness, something she had never known before. But suddenly, as she turned to watch the dancers, she froze. Standing at the edge of the crowd were her parents, their faces stern and furious. Chica's heart sank. She knew she was in trouble. Before she could slip away, her parents spotted her, and her father approached with a serious look. "Chica," her mother's voice cut through the noise of the festival. "What are you doing here?" Chica lowered her head, feeling ashamed. "Mom, Dad, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disobey you." Her mother pulled her aside, away from the curious eyes of the villagers. "We trusted you to stay home. We told you not to come here, but here you are, ignoring our warnings, she said severely. Do you understand how dangerous this trip is? You should have listened to us and stayed at home. Now you need to go home immediately. This place is not for you. Chica, her father added. Chica nodded, her eyes downcast. She felt a pang of guilt in her heart. She hadn't meant to disappoint her parents, but the excitement of the festival and the kindness of her friends had given her a false sense of security. At that moment, Ada, B, and Fa appeared, pretending to be concerned. Oh, Chica, are you okay? Ada asked, feigning hypocritical sympathy. Yes, her parents are here, B murmured with a mocking smile. Chica's parents barely noticed the three girls, too focused on their daughter. Go home now, Chica, and don't make any more detours, her father warned. Yes, Dad, Chica replied in a soft, sad voice. Her parents watched her leave with the girls and then return to their family home, still upset but hoping she would learn a lesson from the experience. Meanwhile, the three girls exchanged quick, satisfied glances. They knew the river's rule well now, and with Chica scared and eager to return home, they saw the perfect opportunity to put their plan into action. Discreetly, each of them packed a small portion of food for themselves, making sure they had something to offer the mermaid on their way back. They didn't say a word to Chica about it, acting as if everything was fine. Chica looked back from time to time, her heart heavy with guilt. She felt foolish for disobeying her parents and only wanted to go home to make things right. The other girls walked ahead, whispering and exchanging satisfied smiles, delighted that everything was going according to plan. Finally, they reached the river, and the strange, silent atmosphere settled around them once again. Chica felt an uncomfortable chill, but hurried to move forward, not wanting to lag behind. The girls stopped at the riverbank, each pulling out the food they had prepared as an offering. They exchanged smiles, knowing that their moment had come. As they prepared to cross, Chica noticed that they were holding food in their hands. Her heart raced as she realized something was wrong. She had no food with her, no offering to give. She looked at her friends, panic growing in her eyes. Ada, B, Fa, please, can I have some of your food? Chica asked, her voice trembling. I didn't know we had to bring an offering. The girls exchanged a quick, malicious glance and burst out laughing. Oh, Chica, I'm sorry, but we only have enough for ourselves, Ada said with a mocking smile. Yeah, added B with a smirk. It's not our fault you made a mistake. Chica felt her heart pounding, fear growing as she realized her friends wouldn't help her. She desperately reached out. Please, just a little bit. I didn't know. I just need something, she begged. Fa stepped back, crossing her arms with a cold smile. You should have thought about that earlier. We're not risking our lives for you. The three girls turned their backs on her, each placing their offerings on the riverbank. They quickly crossed, leaving Chica alone on the other side, powerless and terrified. Suddenly, the water began to stir, and Chica felt a cold shiver run down her spine. She looked at the river in horror as the calm surface transformed, revealing the silhouette of the mermaid rising from the depths. Her eyes gleamed with anger, her expression fierce and merciless. You dare cross my waters without an offering? Hissed the mermaid, her voice echoing across the river. Chica tried to retreat, but her feet seemed rooted to the ground. She opened her mouth to speak, but no sound came out. All she could do was stare at the mermaid, her heart pounding with fear. The mermaid's eyes narrowed. Those who do not respect the rule must be punished. Before Chica could react, the mermaid's hand shot out, cold and powerful, grabbing her wrist with force. Chica stopped, trying to break free, but the mermaid's grip was unyielding. The icy water began to swirl around her, pulling her towards the depths. No, please! Chica cried, struggling to free herself. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Please. But the mermaid's face remained cold and indifferent. With a swift motion, she dragged Chica into the water. The last thing Chica saw was the endless darkness of the river swallowing her whole, her voice lost in the swirling depths. On the other side of the bank, Ada, B, and Fa watched with satisfaction as Chica disappeared into the water. They felt a strange, twisted sense of triumph, their jealousy finally appeased. Without a backward glance, they hurried back to the village, eager to savor their victory. What they didn't know, however, was that this betrayal wouldn't go unnoticed. The next morning, disturbing news spread. Chica's parents had returned home and were desperately searching for her. Chica's mother, pale and anxious, went from house to house asking if anyone had seen her daughter. No one had seen Chica since the day of the festival, and as news of her disappearance spread, the villagers gathered, their faces filled with concern and confusion. Finally, Chica's mother came upon Ada, B, and Fa, who were chatting casually in the village square. The girls looked up as Chica's mother called to them in desperation. You were with Chica at the festival, weren't you? Where is she? Why hasn't she come home? The girls exchanged a quick glance before showing expressions of concern. Ada stepped forward, speaking cautiously. Yes, we were with her, but after a while, she wandered off. We thought she was just behind us, Ada said, shaking her head, her face serious. We figured she stayed longer to enjoy the festival. She seemed to be having fun. Fa added, we didn't notice anything unusual. She was fine, and we assumed she would come home on her own. Chica's mother's face crumpled, tears filling her eyes. But Chica isn't like that. She wouldn't wander off alone without telling us. The villagers around them began to murmur, each deeply worried and saddened by Chica's disappearance. She was loved by everyone, and the thought that she might be lost or in danger broke everyone's heart. An elderly woman in the crowd spoke up, her voice low and troubled. Perhaps something happened to her near the river. That place has always been surrounded by strange stories. Another villager nodded, his face dark. It's possible that something mystical took her. There are things in this world that we cannot explain. As these whispers spread, Chica's parents grew more and more distraught. Her father, trying to remain strong, put his arm around his wife, who was trembling with grief. She'll come back. She has to come back. Chica is a smart girl. She'll find her way, he said. But the days passed, and still, there was no sign of Chica. Her mother grew pale and exhausted, her eyes hollow from sleepless nights spent searching and waiting. She often sat in front of their house, staring down the road, hoping to see her daughter come home with her bright smile. But every night ended in despair as Chica remained missing. The village mourned Chica's absence. People whispered prayers for her safe return and lit small candles in front of their homes in her memory. Some believed she had suffered an unfortunate accident, while others thought that mystical forces had taken her. Meanwhile, Ada, B, and Fa continued their lives as if nothing had happened, pretending to share in the village's sorrow. They spoke comforting words to Chica's parents, helped search the paths, and spoke kindly of Chica whenever asked about her. But in truth, they were satisfied, savoring the attention of the village's young men who were finally noticing them. However, as the rumors grew and whispers spread, the girls began to feel a slight unease. They decided to return to the river, hoping to ensure that no trace of their treachery remained. Upon arriving at the riverbank, they looked carefully around as these whispers spread. In the dark and calm water, they reassured themselves that their secret was well hidden. But then, a sound caught their attention. Perched on a branch above the river, a small parrot sang a sad and haunting melody. The girls stopped, listening attentively, and a cold shiver ran down their spines as they realized what the bird was singing. The parrot's song seemed to recount their actions. Each line of its gloomy melody revealed pieces of the terrible truth about what they had done to Chica. The girls looked at each other in horror, realizing that if anyone heard the parrot's song, their secret would be exposed. Without a word, Ada, B, and Fa made a swift decision. They picked up stones from the riverbank and began throwing them at the bird, desperate to silence it forever. The bird flapped its wings and dodged the projectiles, but eventually, one of the stones hit its mark. The parrot's song stopped abruptly, and the little creature vanished into the shadows of the trees. The girls let out a sigh of relief, certain they had erased the last trace of their secret. Days passed, and Chica's parents continued their tireless search, their hope dwindling but their love for their daughter as strong as ever. Every day, they walked the village paths, calling her name and asking everyone they encountered if they had seen any sign of her. They received only pitying looks and sad shakes of the head, but they continued searching, refusing to give up. One evening, as they were heading home with heavy hearts, a faint sound caught their attention. It was the broken chirp of a small parrot hidden in the bushes by the path. The bird's feathers were ruffled, and it seemed weak, struggling to stand. Chica's parents stopped, surprised to see a bird in such a state. They knelt down to observe it more closely, and to their astonishment, the bird began to speak in a trembling voice. The parrot sang a sad, haunting melody filled with pain and sorrow. Gradually, its words became clearer, and Chica's parents listened in growing disbelief as the bird recounted everything it had witnessed by the river through its broken song. The parrot revealed how Ada, B, and Fa had led Chica to the river, fully aware of the mermaid's rule, but hiding it from her. It told how, on the way back, the three girls had prepared food as an offering for themselves but had deliberately refused to give anything to Chica when she begged them for help. The parrot's song painted a vivid picture of Chica's desperate pleas in the face of the cruelty of the girls who abandoned her to face the mermaid's wrath alone. Chica's parents felt a wave of anger and disbelief as they listened. They had always believed that Ada, B, and Fa were their daughter's friends, never imagining that they were capable of such betrayal. Tears filled Chica's mother's eyes as she imagined the fear and helplessness her daughter must have felt at that moment. Chica's father clenched his fists, his heart filled with grief and rage. Seeing the pain on their faces, the parrot struggled to speak again. I saw everything. Chica is trapped under the river, taken by the mermaid because of the cruelty of her friends. But there may be a way. Follow me to the river, if you have the courage. There might be a chance to save her. Chica's parents exchanged a determined glance, their pain transforming into unwavering resolve. They wouldn't leave their daughter behind, no matter how impossible it seemed. Wiping away her tears, Chica's mother nodded, and her father placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. They were ready to do whatever it took to bring their daughter home, no matter the cost. The parrot led them through the village and along the path to the river, doing its best despite its injuries. The journey was long and silent, the weight of their emotions pressing heavily on them. Finally, they reached the riverbank, dark and quiet, its calm and deep waters reflecting the evening sky. As they stood there, staring at the water where their daughter had disappeared, they felt both fear and hope. The river had taken their beloved child, and now they were ready to face whatever lay beneath its surface to bring her back. The river was known for its mysteries, but their love for Chica was stronger than any fear or doubt. They called out in trembling voices, "Great mermaid of the river, we beg you, return our daughter to us. She is our only child, our joy and our light. We cannot live without her." For a long moment, the river remained calm and silent. Then ripples spread across the water's surface, and a figure began to emerge. The mermaid, her dark hair flowing like the river currents, rose from the depths. Her piercing eyes locked on Chica's parents, and beside her, silent and with an empty expression, stood Chica. She was now wearing simple clothes, her once bright gaze dulled by the weight of her servitude. "Your daughter belongs to me now," the mermaid declared coldly.